dancing in the kitchen.
Welcome to the after party.
Hi guys. All right, so we want to talk with you guys about music, about mental health, about creativity, about all of it.
Yeah.
And about why we're including that as part of this show, why the music and the creativity are part of it. So I want to know more about you, Liz, and how did you get into music? Kind of what's your story and why is music important to you and to your mental health?
Sure. So I started playing saxophone actually in the 6th grade, and I played all the way through high school and a year of college. But I also, when I was in middle school, started writing, keeping a journal, you know, just jotting down all my thoughts. And, you know, I'm a triplet, so I kind of had a hard time kind of distinguishing myself from my sisters, and writing was a way to do that. And so I would keep journals and little doodles of songs and things, and that really like helped me to prepare for my career in music to this day.
And how did you get started? Like, what was
your... Well, I was an actress and model for 10 years. That's how we met. Ashley and I met in downtown LA walking in LA Fashion Week. Gosh, like many moons ago now, like a long time ago. But Ash was doing a record or wanting to do a record, and she was like, oh, you know, I need a lyricist. You want to help me? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to help you. And so we ended up like getting together, writing with Eric.
And Eric was our producer at the time.
Coleman, really great guy. And we wrote our first song together, Tangled.
We did, and the story of that song is so serendipitous and kind of like magical, really, because it was the first song both of us had ever written and like professionally recorded. It was the first song on this album. It was my first album, Aftershock, and then it was also our first song license. We placed it on ABC Family on a show called
Make It or Break It.
Make It or Break It.
Yeah.
But the way that it got licensed was so funny. I was living in Beachwood Canyon here in Hollywood, and I was moving and having like a yard sale. And one of my neighbors walked by and started chatting with me, and they're like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a songwriter. Oh, I just made this album. And so I was telling everybody I knew at the time. And they bought the album for like $10. And then a couple months later, I got a phone call, and they were like, hey, so they gave it to their person at ABC Family, and they loved it, and they want to use it. And I was like, great.
It was so cool. They actually used like a lot of the song, like well over a minute of the song. I remember seeing it. I was like, what?
Do you remember I like came over to your place and we like watched it on TV and we were like so excited to see it.
It was great. It was great. I actually credit Ashley a lot with my whole transition from modeling and acting to songwriting, because when we wrote Tangled, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what I need to be doing. And it's really hard, as you know, being in the entertainment industry, to do too many things at once, you know, and I couldn't do acting and modeling and go on, you know, go-sees and or auditions every day and do songwriting. It just doesn't work, because you could have last-minute auditions, you could have last-minute go-sees, and you can't really do that with music, because all of your, you know, sessions are scheduled. You can't
studio time.
Yeah, and you're paying for that, you know, and so, you know, you can't really be that girl who's like, sorry, I got an audition. So I really made the leap, and I actually credit you with my entire shift in my career.
I kind of honestly never knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I always thought like you were just better at focusing and committing to things than I was. Like I tend to do way too many things.
Yeah.
And
which I'm always telling you not to.
Yeah, she's always helping me with that. So yeah, I didn't actually like really know that you thought about it that way. That's cool.
I completely thought about it. It literally changed the trajectory of my like life path.
Well, and boy did it. So why don't you tell them like some of your accomplishments, because you've had a lot of licenses and really built a career in placing songs and getting singing.
Yeah, I placed a lot of songs now, well over like 100 songs in film and television, worked with tons of artists, and you know, won a Telly Award for a song I wrote a couple of years ago for the World Women Foundation, nominated for HMMAs, and won a Global Music Award, and all kinds of stuff, you know,
just a few things. Well, and let's talk about one of your role models, Diane Warren.
Yeah, she's my GOAT. She's like the greatest of all time for me. I adore her.
And you were telling me just the other day that with the speaking engagement you had, that things really came full circle for you. So
yeah, they did.